Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today for our Extend Files webinar.
We talk about, we think NetSuite is a great ERP solution, but even though it is, there are some places where partners can bring even more advanced or more complete solutions. We've built a bunch of our own Suite app solutions for NetSuite, but we're also constantly on the lookout for partners who have also built solutions that we think our customers can really use. So let's talk about document storage a little bit in NetSuite. So most of you know NetSuite has a file cabinet, and you can use that for storing documents. Most NetSuite customers have a license tier that really limits the size of their file cabinet. So if you have a lot of documents you want to store, at some point you're going to hit your limit on how much you can continue to attach inside of NetSuite. Additionally, that NetSuite file cabinet, it really is just a file cabinet. It doesn't have anything else other than storing a document. So there's not really, true document management around that. With that in mind, I'd like to turn this over to Dino from Extend Tech, and he will take you through their solution and hopefully get you excited about what it can do.
So thanks for the introduction, Glenn. We are a Suite App SDN partner. We've been in the partner network since 2016, and Extend Files, which is our flagship Suite App, which we're highlighting today, has really become one of those things that's really transcended and gone across all verticals. So it's been something that we've seen take off, especially as NetSuite has moved to enforce their service tier limits, and file storage being one of those billable components in your service tier level. There was a gap, an opportunity that NetSuite missed to be able to leverage the power of using a custom record to hold all the metadata, yet tapping into external storage. So our solution is a record connector, basically, where we are authenticating and providing a secure bridge between your NetSuite environment and your chosen cloud storage. Probably slightly more than half are leaning on the S3 storage. It's cheap, it's enterprise class. We see companies from small startups to publicly traded billion-dollar plus companies leveraging storage solutions like S3, followed by Azure would probably be the second most popular. But coming back to here, really all we're doing is building that secure bridge. So once you get your external storage set up and you enter your credentials and you authenticate with that container, you're off and running. Then what happens is every file that you upload gets represented in NetSuite with a custom record. And unlike some solutions where you're dealing with locked records, the Extend Files record is purposely unlocked. We want to be able to allow our clients and their implementation partners to have the same flexibility that they would enjoy with any other record in NetSuite. And then what that really enables you to do then is to be able to simply craft views and save searches surrounding your files. Certainly saves a lot of time from trying to dig through the file cabinet to locate things. And you'll notice, along with the custom record, we can also classify our documents. We can provide a custom list, which then each client can curate to the types of files or documents that they would be uploading into their own NetSuite environment. Very similar to native NetSuite capabilities with a drag and drop bundle. We can enable on any record in the NetSuite environment the ability to upload files through a simple drag and drop. And these could be on native transactional records, entity, items, cases, even your own custom records that you might be building out in your environment. Not only can we enable records in NetSuite for internal upload, but we can also enable them for public upload. And you could think of this as a direct FTP landing point where you can land in files from external your trading partners, employees maybe that don't have access to the NetSuite environment, where they can push files up to your cloud storage, land them in connected to the necessary records, and do so without having access to the NetSuite environment. But the way we have this configured here for upload on this record is within the context of a sales order. I didn't want to present all 20 types. So with a configuration on this record, we can filter that list of files. Once a user provides the input as to what type of file they're about to upload, now they can either click a button or simply drag and drop a file from their desktop and upload it here. When this file is being dragged and dropped, it's totally bypassing the file cabinet. It's being pushed directly to the cloud storage, which in my case is an S3 bucket. And at the same time, it's creating that custom record that's attached to this transaction. What happens here with extend files is when I'm uploading, in this case, to a sales order, I'm not only linking it to that sales order transaction, but I'm also linking it to the related record. So in this case, the customer backlinked to. If this sales order had originated from an opportunity and a quote, it would have backlinked to those records as well. And similarly, as the sales order transaction proceeds through the NetSuite journey to ultimately invoicing, it would connect to all related records on a go-forward basis as well. The other thing that we can do with this drag and drop is we can actually enable the ability for users to drag and drop multiple files at one time. Based on NetSuite governance limits, we can upload up to 15 files at one time. The other thing that I'll point out here that you probably noticed in this sublist is this little thumbnail image that's coming through here. So that is a feature of our application that is applied to folks that typically who are working with heavyweight file images. If I was looking at some files like Adobe Illustrator files, which cannot be natively opened in a web browser, the raw file itself is an AI file. And if I were to access this URL, because it can't be rendered in a browser, it went and downloaded it here for me. But what we do, and again, this is another configurable element, that for those clients that have that need, we can enable the generation of that preview image to make it more easily shareable and viewable by folks without the special software required. And we can also generate those thumbnails, which are appearing in those sublists or those list views of files. So now that I've covered the ability to upload files through the NetSuite UI, I wanted to highlight the feature of the public upload capability that I mentioned previously. On a per record basis, we can choose to generate an upload link, which can be shared through email templates or one-off emails to clients, whereby, like in this case, if I needed to collect, say, a copy of this purchase order from the client and wanted them to upload it to me, I could send out this URL in an outbound email and allow them to land that file in here. The much more common usage of a public upload is, rather than relying upon the external partner to tell you what they're uploading, you would land that file in blindly and then have your own team vet and validate what's being uploaded. So this was the file that just landed in. The user would open up the file, validate it is what the client or the vendor said they were uploading to us, and then once they validated that that file is what we were looking for, the internal users can then classify things accordingly so that it's filed for proper retrieval at a later time. The features that I've walked through here highlight what we refer to as the core edition of our extend file solution. However, we do have a subset of clients that also have the need to be able to collaborate with external parties over files. We can also generate approval URLs from transactions within the NetSuite environment. And this is what we bring in an approval page, what we refer to as our collaboration edition. Apply some templating on specific records within the NetSuite environment to allow external capturing of approval or feedback on files. So what we're doing here through a hosted page, we are presenting the custom records that are associated, in this case, with this underlying transaction. And we're allowing the customer to provide us with their feedback. Really, it's about getting the feedback and capturing those feedback responses on those custom records. When those responses land in, you can see what happened here within the custom record. I've captured those data points, and then within the sublists, I've further taken an extra step to highlight that visually here. When it comes to tailoring this page, we commonly tailor this to each company's styling and branding guidelines and how they want to go to market and present these files. Part of what we do to ensure that ongoing support is we provide a full comprehensive online knowledge base, not just for this application, but for all of our applications. Of course, even if they run across an issue or something that might be beyond their knowledge, they can always reach out to our team, which is staffed globally to support our global install base of this suite app. So ultimately, what we want with our solution is to be something that is flexible, to be something that is innovative and continuing to innovate, not only as NetSuite evolves with its new feature sets, but also as the underlying storage repositories evolve with their feature sets as well.
When we first started looking for somebody to help our customers with their NetSuite document storage, we were really looking at it from that tier limit, and we were trying to find a way to solve that. And certainly, you know, ExtendTech with their Extend File solution does that. But as we started talking to ExtendTech and started looking at all these other features, it really started opening our eyes and the eyes of our customers that this goes way beyond just saving them from a service tier upgrade. They can now do all kinds of stuff with their files that they couldn't do in the past.
All right. Thank you both, and thank you all for joining us today. Please reach out to us if you have any remaining questions. Thank you all.